The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
First of all, I'm really happy to be with you and everyone who's listening to this program, because I'm very, very positively surprised with this entrepreneurial spirit of what Valerie and Julian are actually talking about. And this is great because this is really needed, because as we all know, we are living in a very difficult times where the entrepreneurial spirit is actually very needed. And I don't speak from, I don't represent any organization. I'm just speaking for myself. And I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter, and somehow doing that for over 20 years, I find myself being an activist for actually peace and for freedom of choice and freedom in general. And I can see that we are living in times where, as George Orwell said, in a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And while I'm doing what I'm doing, I can see many difficulties promoting music that is a conscious music. And what I mean by conscious music is a music that's supposed to awaken people to certain values that are being very strongly violated. And I'm really on the track of what's going on in America. I'm on the track what happened to America in the year 2006 when George Bush just violated American Constitution and every single value that America stands for 200 years. So I can see like our freedoms are being really violated. And I'm realizing what type of show and what kind of radio this really is. So I speak from the perspective of being a citizen of the world, and I would like people to realize that we are not really to be divided. And of course I have big acceptance to all kinds of people, like, let's say, gay, lesbians, Christians, Muslims, and black and white. For me, I don't like using these terms. I would like people to be beyond that, because we, as a community of people, as a humanity, we are one big family. And I'm trying to spread that message through my music, that we're supposed to stand beyond the divisions, because the people who rule our world are the people who very premeditatively are trying to control our world by dividing us. And I can see that there is a need for gay people to fight for their rights. There is a need for many kinds of people to fight for their rights. But at the same time, from the year 1996, 6 million people died in Zaire, Congo. Yeah, and we have to really be more open-minded to the needs of our family all around the world. And I don't want to sound kind of cliches expressing that point of view, but I think that really the world is in the need for the right word from the side of the artists, from the side of musicians, from the side of all kinds of artists, to open the eyes of people that we are really living in a world that is aiming to a global slavery. And
well, David, share with us, where are you located now? Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Central Europe, Poland right now. That's
You're
where
in
I'm
Poland.
sitting.
So
Yeah.
that gives us a different perspective, because, like, I am very grateful to Dean Piper, who owns the network here at W4CY. And if you want more information about how to get more exposure, Dean, with the @ W4CY.com, is very instrumental in making my show possible, as is the gentleman that helped support me probably the most of everybody, which is Alan Beck of the Fun Maps. He's in 26 cities in North America, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to participate with him in helping to develop the South Florida market, where we run and sponsor a number of events and things in the community and all kinds of organizations. And if I may speak on behalf of Alan, who's not here at this very moment, I know he supports all kinds of initiatives for equality, for gay rights, for straight rights, for everyone to be on an equal footing, regardless of their political, religious background, heritage, or whatever somebody might think is limiting them now. We're here to say, let's unite and move forward. So I just want you to know, David, how much support that there is for you over here on this side of the ocean.
I'm so glad to hear this, and I'm really surprised that overseas there in America people are doing such incredible things. Because, to be honest with you, I see Europe kind of put asleep. I see many things in Europe being blocked because the European Union is that kind of instrument that is holding back many artists. This artistic life is being like kind of put on the side. What has dominated the world of the artistic world are kind of TV shows like talent shows and X Factor shows, and this really kills the real meaning of what really art should stand for. And this is actually happening on the whole continent. The whole Europe is really dominated by this kind of what can I say is really it's not art that we are being fed with. And this is why, for instance, in one of the projects I've done, is a project that I did in collaboration with Jamaican musicians, and we did it in Tough Gunk in Bob Marley's studio, with a bunch of Grammy-winning artists. And actually, I want to also make a point about this, because many people think that Jamaican musicians, that Rasta people, and that reggae musicians are very much against gay communities. And I have to say this is really not true. There were some people who said few bad things, and they, I guess, regret this very much. But we, as an artist, especially reggae artists, we are trying to stand for one love, for unity, and we want to see our values beyond division. And if
Yes.
if I can really give a title to if I can give a title to and direction to what I really want to express, is that beyond division is what I'm trying to think, like, as you said one time, to think for a while outside of the box. Yeah, people should really give themselves some time, because we are living in times where everyone is busy making money, and they don't have much time. People don't have much time to think about very, very important issues in our life. And if this gonna go on like this, then we're gonna find ourselves in a global prison. And I'm trying to do everything to make people realize that, because I don't believe that such actions like revolution, violent revolution against the system, is going to do anything good. I really believe that there is a better solution, and this solution is within us.
Yes,
And
peacefully. I don't like to see lives being lost myself at the risk of sounding soft and too liberal.
I agree
I'd
with
like
that,
to be
Keith.
able to do things without any loss of life, and just to promote the harmony, the positive values. And I know
exactly.
music is a very beautiful way to communicate and to instill positive values. And I know you spoke to me, if you don't mind me taking a little bit of the lead here, but you told me how you reach out to people behind the wall in prisons. And I'd
Yeah.
like, if you would, to share some of that with us, because that's really a
Well, yes,
unique concept that we all like to hear
I,
about.
I did 50 shows in the major prisons in Poland, and
Hmm.
this was this was not really any project. This just came out from my need to speak to people behind the bars, because the prison system we are talking about is lately very much in progress, and this really involves a program called Agenda 21. I don't know if listeners and you are familiar with this program.
Um, honestly, I'm not, and I don't know everything, so never think that I do.
Yeah,
But I'm
but
interested.
but you see, this program, this is really not a joke, but this is really a program that is in the action, and this really is a plan to inventory and control of all the land, all the water, all the plants, all the animals, all minerals, all everything practically, all production, all energy, all information, all human beings in the world. And this is really completely comprehensive plan, and this is really a global plan, and is implemented locally. So this is really in the action, and this is taking place in our world. And regarding that, many people will be put into the prison for no reason, absolutely. Yeah, and I've heard that this is happening in Florida. Actually, you told me. So, and this is happening majorly in Poland. And I just did these 50 shows for prisoners to try and relate to them and to find out how many people behind the bars are really people who should be there, you know. And yeah, there are people who committed crimes, but many crimes that people are committing are the crimes really provoked by the way the system operates. And this also
Yes.
involves such issue like, for instance, access to free energy. Yeah, we all know that there is access to free energy, and many great people in the world presented to the governments programs on how we can access free energy. And these people were really, some of them were killed, some of them were beaten, and all of their projects were stolen and destroyed. Yeah, and this is just because people who rule this world don't want us to have access to free energy. And free energy access really is a great perspective, because if we would have an access to free energy, we would be free from slave labor, and we could really, every human being has got a talent. We were all born with great talents,
Yes.
and if we could really productively use these talents, and if we could be free from the slave work, yeah, and evolve, utilizing our talents, we would be very happy people. And I don't know anybody who actually being fulfilled in his life would come to an idea to kill someone or to steal something. And we, as a world community, we do not really create the right environment for our children. We do not create the right environment for people to be themselves, to evolve with their talents. And that's why, you know, these issues are for me very, very important, because in case if somebody do not know it, I really recommend a very serious research, because there are very serious people showing to us that we can have access to free energy, and this can really resolve so many things. And I think that
Yes.
as an artist, I feel responsible for it, and I'm speaking about it. I don't know if it's important for the listeners, but I believe it is.
I know it is because I have to spend a lot of money in gasoline, and everybody that I know is very disturbed about the high price of gasoline and
Oh
energy,
yeah.
their electric bill. I mean, it's a big problem if you want to go out today or you just want to go get food or get a job. You have to think, well, what's my transportation cost going to be? Is that job going to pay me enough for the effort that it takes? I mean, does it pay to drive an hour for a job if you're only getting $8 an hour minimum wage and you have to, you know, support a car? A car is a major undertaking, even if you have to pay for public transportation. Prices just keep going up. I mean, in this country, we have the lottery, which was supposed to make education better, and I don't see where it's made a difference. In fact, they're cutting back on education right now, and I think that that's
Oh,
an an unfortunate, I'm not saying the solutions are so easy, problem, because that is the best investment for our future and the foundation that would maybe prevent people from going into behind bars or creating
yeah,
a
but
problem where a crime happens. I mean, and then again, that's a very complicated problem, and I don't mean to sound too simplistic about it, but I just want to share with my listeners to just hold your thought for just hopefully 30 seconds. I'm just going to try to go real fast, David. Uh,
yeah.
some of the people who support us through their participation with Fun Maps are the Jamboree Bar and Lounge in Miami. And if you mention the show, the Alternative Lifestyle Show, you get $2 off any drink. In fact, they're having a 2-for-1 if you get there before midnight. Club Aqua gives you $2 off on Friday and Saturday night. They're in Miami. Tag Bar in Del Rey gives you $2 off, so that's up for Richard Phoenix's crowd up there in Palm Beach. And I just recently enlisted the support of Casa de Pepe. They're a great Italian restaurant on Second Avenue, right up the street from Tag Bar, and they'll give you a free cup of coffee with dinner. We have the Beer Garden in Wilton Manors who'll give you $1 off. Storks in Wilton Manors will give you a free cup of coffee just for mentioning the show. To the Moon Marketplace, which has candies and novelty items and cookie jars and wind-up robots from like the 30s and 40s. They'll give you $1 off any novelty item or product there. Daddy'sGuide.com has given me some free stuff to give out, so if callers call in and want to get some of that, I'm happy to share it with them. Swiss Navy, which makes lubricant, condoms, and all kinds of goodies, has given me some free samples, which I'm also happy to share. Again, Fun Maps, they're the gay, lesbian, and transgender travel guide in 26 cities. They're big supporters in South Beach, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, for all kinds of causes, whether it be parades or signage for events. If you contact me and you need help, this is one of my ways in having the show of giving back to the people who help us. Certainly the South Florida Gay News with Norm Kent and Jason Parsley, sfgn.com can give you more information on local lesbian, gay, and transgender issues in South Florida. Of course, I mentioned my friend Joy Young. Twist, which is a very popular bar in South Beach and runs all kinds of promotions. They'll give you $1 off if you mention the show. In fact, I was just speaking with somebody who does promotions there on a Monday, and he's very involved in working with that bar there to try to promote their events. And his name is Marco Perez, and he runs the events Twist on Monday. So I just want to encourage people to support the places that support us and make me being here possible, so I can have people from Poland like Dawid Portasz and people like Richard Phoenix, who's a performer and is up in Palm Beach. Yes?
I was just also wanting to call to give you an update. I'm actually going to be doing a reunion show for me because I've been on an 8-week hiatus on tour.
Yes.
And this Friday night at Mara, I am coming back with Jen for karaoke, going to be trying out new material, and then I'm headed back out on tour in November for 2 weeks.
Oh,
so I'll be at Mara Friday night.
I love Mara because they have sushi there. They have that big backyard, and once a month they have the water slides there. With
1.5 acres.
Yeah, well, it's just huge back there, and they have a fountain and just really, really nice people. And on the first Sunday tea dance, they have food there, and they play the oldies. So I like that. And, of course, on Friday and Saturday night, when who's that DJ who's there? On
Saturday, it's Adam West. On Thursday, it's DJ Atom. Not DJ Adam West, but DJ Atom, A-T-O-M. And then on Friday night is Jen with karaoke.
Right. And as David knows, music is a very big part in everybody's community to unite. You know, for my generation, John Lennon, All You Need Is Love, and Imagine, and all his songs really promoted a better level of consciousness. And I'm sure David does the same thing over there in Europe and Poland. I just want to give my support to him and what he's doing.
Andrew,
yes.
You know, I know you love to John Lennon, and if I can allow myself, you know, I don't want to be the dark character in your show today, but
no, not at all. Never happens. Go ahead.
But you see, I want to allow myself to quote John Lennon because this is really a great thing he said, and this is a dark thing he said. But he said that our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. I think we are being run by maniacs for maniacal ends. And I think I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. And that's what's insane about it, unquote.
Yes.
So,
well, where you are, I understand that. Trust me, over here we have oppression networks also and all kinds of crazy things. I mean, not to bore you folks, but I was once looking at a used car lot at night, and they wanted to arrest me for trespassing. And I was like, but that's what the used car lot is for. You're supposed to go and look. And I was with a friend, you know, to talk about the car. And they wanted to arrest me for trespassing. Well, luckily, my friend was, we'll just say, very well politically connected. So they didn't harass me. Had I been alone, trust me, I would have been arrested for trespassing looking at a car at night at a used car lot, which was open. There was just some flimsy little like metal rope around it. But, you know, anywhere you go today, it is a problem because the police state is there and it means jobs for these people and it justifies their job when they can do that. And I don't want to talk too much about politics because it's dangerous. I mean, you mentioned a particular politician that did something in 2006. And I really wanted to ask more, but then part of me said, you know, we don't want to. You know, we want to talk about the positive, good things that we can do to help one another. And that's why I'm so proud of you, David, for stepping up to the plate and taking a chance, because I know where you are. It's a lot probably more oppressive, as bad as I've told you the situation is over here. It's probably even worse where you are. So I have a lot to be grateful for that I'm over here where, to a large extent, they do allow us to talk and to share these values. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time out and telling us, you know, the European perspective. And you were telling me how people can get locked up for public intoxication there, right?
Well, you can get locked up here for walking with a bicycle, and if you had one beer or two, and you just walk with your bicycle, they can take your driver's license for it. Yeah. So
Wow.
there are so many. The situation in Poland is getting a lot more difficult because the law practically does not function. Yeah, this is really a place where even some of American senators said that they are looking for countries where the law completely doesn't function and the human rights are neglected, so they can sign the contracts and no one's gonna go against it. Yeah, and Poland is one of these places where practically human rights are not working whatsoever, and the legal system
I feel
is
bad.
working against people. Yeah, so this is
Well,
really a
I had a
difficult.
friend of mine in Florida, just excuse me for interrupting. He was
Yeah,
riding his bicycle at night, and because he didn't have a light on his bicycle, they stopped him, they gave him a ticket, and they brought him down to the station house. You know, it's bad enough they give you these things, but then they have to interrupt your life and what you're doing by this big embarrassment, like dress down. Okay, so you should have a light on your bicycle because you're riding your bicycle at night. But to give somebody young a ticket like that, because you know these people economically are not advantaged, or they wouldn't be on a bicycle; they'd be driving a car. And to
yeah,
make it even more difficult for people who have so little and are struggling as it is, to give them one more ding in their armor, which is already flimsy at best, just seems like they prey on the weakest link. And I think that's kind of what you and I are talking about. It's like the people who have the least are the easiest ones to
yeah.
lock up and penalize even further, because it makes for jobs, and it makes that system run better because it makes for a bigger system, and it's kind of disgusting for the rest of
It is
us.
disgusting, but you see, Andrew, there is something that Jimi Hendrix said one time, and this is not actually his words because somebody else said that is Sir Chimney Ghost, who said that when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. You know. And I'm waiting
Hmm.
for that moment. I'm waiting for that moment when really the power of love will overcome the love of power. And the situation is not like that yet, but as you said, we should look at the positive sides of what we can do for each other and how we can support each other to really make this world a better place. And of course, by just being foolishly positive and trying to be happy for no reason is not going to change anything because you see. I'm sorry for saying so many quotations here, but these are very important people who said that, and get this said that no one is more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe that they are free. And so many people are thinking that we
Hmm.
are living in a free world. They think that America is free, that this is a land of the free, but it's not a land of free no more because you see, some people might not know this, that Federal Reserve is not a Federal Reserve. This is really a private
Hmm.
company that is lending money to American government and at the very high interest, and practically is going to ruin the dollar very soon. Is going to ruin American economy.
I know.
So
I used to have that problem when I was younger. My father would send me checks while I was away at school, and it would take 3 weeks to clear because it was an out-of-state check. I mean, for $25, you're going to make me wait 3 weeks to get the money. But in any case, these are the games that the banks play with your money, and you don't have a choice. You can't go anywhere else. So they really do hold so many people hostage, as do the oil companies, because they have the oil and the energy, and we need it. And they make it, like you said, so you really can't embrace the alternatives. So it does become a problem as to, well, where am I going to get my information? And I just want to let you know I got to, start to wrap things up. So if there are any last minute words that you can share with us, David, I appreciate those quotes. I think they've been very helpful and inspirational. Uh,
thank you.
what 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 more can you add? Because I only have a few seconds
Well,
left, I believe.
well, you see, all right, for this last seconds, if I can use it to advertise certain project that I'm doing because it's really non-profit project, and this is called the Cliffs of Dover, and we just did a project with a band from Warsaw called Sedativa,
Hmm.
and this is really highlighting the events of European recent situation. There was a Diamond Jubilee of the Queen, there was Olympics, and there was Euro football event in Poland. And actually, these events covered up so many very important issues for people, and there were people dying in Syria at the same time, and we were watching these people
Mm.
dying. And at the same time, we were kicking a ball, and we were just, celebrating the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. And I don't like when important issues in this world are being dwarfed and being completely silenced by nonsense events in the world, and that's why we just did this kind of project called the Cliffs of Dover. And if someone would be interested to check what this is all about, we've established a
Well,
website
I will.
where we've got materials
And what
that
is
are
the
supporting
website?
the idea.
Quickly
So
tell us the website, David.
it's just Cliffs of Dover Sedativa featuring Dawid Portasz. And when you're gonna Google this, you're gonna find so many materials about that project. We are also
Well, do me a favor. Email me at AlternativeLifeStyleShow@gmail.com, and
yeah.
I will post it on my Facebook page because people always like to know the website, or the email contact so that they can get in touch with you and follow up
Sure.
because I do have a lot of friends from Eastern Europe, from Poland, from Romania, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, that whole neighborhood. And of course, what's going on in Syria now is very unfortunate and
Yeah.
points up in a classic way, unfortunately, as to what we're talking about the oppressive political situation. And I know it affects immigration too, where a lot of
Oh yeah.
couples have a partner from another country and the host country makes it really tough. So I just want to thank you so much for making the effort. Go ahead, please.
Andrew, hi, it's Valerie. I'd like to just hop back in just to also
please.
close out that if anyone is fighting for marriage equality right now, either in the United States or worldwide, but particularly in the 5 states in the United States where marriage equality is on the ballot in November, if you know any organization that's fighting, I don't care if it's a high school LGBT group, I don't care if it's some little local PFLAG organization, we can help them get a commercial on TV with their name, their logo, their message on it. It's not about Artists Against Hate. It's about your organization getting a commercial on TV to fight for equality.
I hope you'll help me spread the word, Valerie, and let them know if they want to come on the show. And if you could put something for www.w4cy at 5 p.m. on Wednesdays where they can hear these issues discussed. I really look forward to working with you, Valerie, to allow some of those people to come on my show so I can give them a few moments and we can promote them together on Facebook, because I'm always looking for interesting speakers. And you see how I reached out to David across what they call the pond, the Atlantic Ocean. And I can't thank you enough because David made a real effort to communicate with me, as you did, Valerie, and a lot of the other people. And I find it's important. I always like to talk to people first and get a sense of what they're doing and how best to promote them so that they're ready with their website, their phone number, their contact, what they do, the highlights. And this way, when I know, I coach them. And Valerie, you've just been a tremendous plus for me and really have helped me to boost my image in my community. And I sincerely know that this won't be the last we've heard of you. I certainly want to extend the olive branch and have you come back periodically, whether it's yourself or just referring others. Just know that my cyber door, as it were, is always open. And again, I want to thank Dean Piper at W4CY, this network, for allowing me this privilege to be here and to talk to everybody and to share this wonderful platform with my friends out there. And David, you too, if you have any friends or future events, please email me. We'll work something out where we can have you back on the show again, okay?
I will surely do, and I'm very thankful for having me in your show. And at the very end, I just want to say that to all the listeners that I believe that one love and unity is the key, and we should really stick to that. And I hope that we really can collaborate in the future and get some good guests so we can all get together and make some positive input to our world.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank everybody so much for being here with me. And find me on Facebook, Alternative Lifestyle Show. All the likes and the loves add up. Thank you once again, and thanks to my engineer, Chad, for helping me through.